Hello and welcome back, everyone, to 505 Games, an art play production and Way Forward. Ooh, those are the Shantae people.
Cryware, my favorite.
Unreal Engine, my favorite. Yes, everyone, welcome to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And specifically, welcome to a randomizer run for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yes.
I need to preface this with a couple of interesting factoids. Firstly, Cloud decided what seed number I would be running, and
Sure.
because of that, you did. I asked you to pick out a seed number between 1 and 2 billion. Remember?
And the number I picked was what?
I don't remember what it was. Let's wait and see.
I think I remember. Yeah, I gave you a relatively like definitely not a 1 to 10 counting number. It was like 637,496,008. It's
There.
a very stupidly specific number, but you asked for it.
I did ask for it, and the seed that you rolled is a defeat Gebel seed. So this will actually be a very short playthrough. This is only going to be 6 parts long. All right, so Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, for those of you that aren't aware, is effectively Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, except with a female protagonist, and no, that's about it. Also, the first chest that we had actually had the Zangetsudo, which is the key weapon that you need in order to do a majority of the more important things in the game.
Jumping.
The randomizer automatically sets you up in a time attack function, so we won't be getting any of the story elements for this, which makes sense given the fact that our randomizer run for La Mulana also had the same limitations.
HP max up.
All right. Another thing that I need to specifically mention: this randomizer is officially out of date. As of last month, as of this recording, they released a patch that actually fixes a majority, well, not a majority, but some of the big problems that this randomizer had with it. Specifically, despite the fact that the randomizer had the ability to generate 2 billion seeds, only about 2/3 of them were actually finishable. That number now has drastically been improved to 80 million possible seeds that it can generate, and a majority of them are completable. However, it still actually uses the 2 billion number as the base number that it will attempt to utilize for your seed number.
Right. For the seed is generating this map, and so I take it this was a finishable one?
Yes, this was a finishable one. Specifically because we got Defeat Gebel. Defeat Gebel is stupidly simple. All you got to do is get to Gebel and smack him around a bit, because Gebel is honestly one of the easier bosses in the game.
Slash him with your sword. Break his lanterns.
No, specifically your katana. Because our first weapon was the Zangetsudo, it's the weapon we'll be using throughout the rest of the game. The Zangetsudo actually comes with two different katana techniques on it, though. It has the parry 11th hour, which is forward attack, and it also has the crescent strike, which is a 360 motion and attack, which does a full moon strike all across. Oh, this is us acquiring a shard.
Sweet.
As I mentioned, this game is very much Aria of Sorrow. So yeah, a majority of the enemies in the game, specifically all but the normal zombies, have a shard that you can get. All but the normal and the giant zombies, but we won't be seeing giant zombies in this playthrough. So, oh well.
Now this character, this whole story, of course, is based on Castlevania type maps and characters and such, but this does not take place in the Castlevania universe.
It does not, although it may as well, because of our librarian that I'm pretty sure we will actually be seeing in this run is effectively Alucard.
Right. Fire the cannons.
More leveling up.
Sweet. All right. Well, I gotta say, what a pleasant art style this game has. The cell shading is definitely welcome here.
Yes. I am actually a really big fan of the art style here. It looks like it's a really well done 2D animations and such, but it's not. These are fully rendered 3D backgrounds. It's just that we're playing them on a 2D plane for the most part. There are like 2 or 3 specific areas where we're actually playing on a 3D plane, but rather they are 3D foregrounds, and we're traversing them in a 2D fashion.
Right. I like that about modern games is that they still there is still a burgeoning market for 2D side scrollers, but great freaking looking 2D side scrollers like this one.
Yeah. You still haven't played any of the Igavania type of Castlevania games, have you, Mr.
Oh, dude,
Cloud?
I haven't played any new games in if it wasn't for me picking up Resident Evil 2, I probably have not played any new games in the past 9 months. So I have a bit of a drought right now, but I am still setting new high scores in Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries. Yes. Mace.
Dullhammer. Dullhammer's normal Conjure Shard is actually one of my favorite Conjure Shards in the game, to the point where I actually maxed it out to rank 9, grade 9 in my normal playthrough. It is just stupid OP at that point, but...
Huh. It's not an item. It's an upgrade.
Well, the MP up actually is an item. It's just that we automatically collect that by opening up that particular chest. We might actually see the normal MP up potion later on.
So who do you think set the best time at 3 hours 24 minutes and 38 hundredths of a second for seed number 637,000, etc., etc.?
Nobody. That isn't actually the time that this seed has got the record on. That time is specifically my best time on the randomizer run. On a previous randomizer run that I had, that was, I believe at this point it was a True Evil seed.
True Evil.
Yeah, I believe this is actually the first to defeat Gebel seed that I rolled, and I gotta say, look, I enjoy defeat Gebel as an option, sure. But I personally always prefer to go either defeat either all evil or true evil as personally, because it allows you to experience a lot more of what the game really can really show off. Let's see what Conjure Shard did we get. We got 8-Bit Flame, which is one of the more powerful Conjure Shards that you would get, by doing the 8-Bit Nightmare bonus area, which I will not be showing off. At least, yeah, I probably will not be showing it off because it's past Gebel where 8-Bit Nightmare sits. So.
Yeah, they definitely had Generation Xers in mind when they made this game. My buddy Vinny adores this game because he's a little older than I am, and he grew up on Castlevania, so naturally games like this appeal to him.
Anyone that actually grew up on the Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow, or any of the other Igavania titles will most certainly enjoy Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So here is our first boss, Vepar.
Big face man who gave himself away, but actually is just big hungry belly.
Vepar has got feminine features, so I wouldn't go so far as to call her a big-faced man.
Yeah, about that.
I mean, as a demon, she may very well just be choosing this form as opposed to bound to it. But let's see, what passive did we get?
Sirens.
We got Augment Luck. That's actually bad news for the run because that means I can't go farm Augment Luck.
Cutscene.
Yes. This is the only cutscene that we'll be seeing. Yeah, it's just the title drop.
What the fuck? So, all right, so I understand it's a randomizer run, but man, is this a crash course in a brand new game for me?
Yeah. So
Okay,
normally we
now
would
we're
not
in
actually be this powerful quite yet, and Vepr would have actually been a really significant challenge. But starting off with the Zangetsudo specifically means that we effectively have the ability to go end the game right now. The only thing that we're really missing is a mobility shard. And once we get our first mobility shard, oh yeah, we can totally go kill Gebel.
Hey.
These NPCs are actually very important for our normal runs, or what I qualify as normal runs, because they can have a very powerful very powerful weapons and armor for you to do their side quests. Hey, Johannes.
So, what I can do for you in this workshop is take materials.
And this is Johannes explaining the alchemy system. The alchemy system in this game is actually pretty nice, honestly. It's a combination of farming and crafting that allows you to, well, essentially build whatever the hell you find the recipes for. No, thankfully, this seed doesn't actually do any significant changes to the crafting shop. So,
the best.
Assuming that we could actually find the books for everything, we could effectively craft everything.
Long skirts
It would just be a bit difficult to do so since all the drops are shuffled around. That's the big thing about this seed that I specifically remember. The item drops on enemies being shuffled around makes it difficult to farm for specifically alkahest and ectoplasm. Ectoplasm is important because it is the starting upgrade material for all of the augments shards, specifically luck and strength. And alkahest is the dismantling reagent that you need in order to, well, dismantle items into other less powerful items. Also, Johannes can cook, assuming you bring him materials for it.
Oh, finally some lore. Okay, so they are hungry, but why are they hungry? Because of the king.
No, they are hungry because they are human.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for God's sake, just go to your fridge and have a meal. Don't get frustrated about it.
They don't have a fridge.
They have an ice box. They know that cold foods tend to not smell stinky and rotten after a while. Like, you know, that's why
I don't think they have an ice box.
They have they have ships, so that means that they at least salt their foods. They salt their meats.
But I don't think. I think Johannes got this ship specific. No, let me think. Johannes is not the proprietor of the ship. The ship was, I want to say, it was actually an asset of the church.
I kind of like these.
I'm not entirely sure.
I kind of like these very casual sways of the body while these characters are just having a conversation.
Yep, that's very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. Well, because the last Castlevania game, the last Castlevania-esque game that you and I commentated on, the people were just they were just static drawings, but here we have fully fleshed out 3D
They were
models.
very good static drawings.
They were very good static drawings in the anime style because it is exactly that which sells the game as great art style. This is fantastic though. That and they even have. And they even have talking animations.
Yes,
Beautiful.
They do. This is a change that the randomizer makes specifically because originally in order to unlock the randomizer, you had to have at least a complete save file. If we were doing a defeat true evil or all evil seed, this would actually make sense. But right now, this is a bit of a spoiler, so I'm not entirely sure how much I want to go into it. I actually bought healing items here, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just bought a bunch of waystones just to make sure I could come back to town whenever I need to. But this was still early on in my experience where I was, not entirely comfortable with running Zangetsudo for the whole game. Zangetsudo is a great weapon. It's got really high base power. It's got a relatively good attacking arc, but I am still not good with triggering 11th hour on enemy attacks aside from dragons, and even then I'm only okay at it.
My
Bats specifically have a tendency of smacking me when I don't want them to. Evil bats.
In the first part of Bloodstained, we have observed a traveler by ship and her vessel destroyed by a gigantic creature with gigantic naked boobies, and now it seems that the curse has followed us ashore.
Rather, the shore was already cursed before we got here.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, as long as we didn't bring it over, you know, there's a lot of that going around. It's like who did it? Whose fault was it? Was it you? So
It wasn't me, I promise.
You were looking pretty cursed the other day. I could see the soul orb warping off of your body, mister.
Look, I know that my tattoos specifically look very, very cursed, but there's a good explanation for that. It's because my blood is tainted with demonic energy.
Yes, because you are possessed. You need help.
I am not possessed, nor am I cursed. My blood is just tainted with demonic energy.
And in the next part, we are going to cure the affliction of boredom with a great-looking game, Bloodstained.
Be safe, everybody.